Doing a good job, bro.
It's always interesting, until the end. Hello?
Oh, hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey,
Hey, how you doing, man?
how about good. Who's this?
Oh, this is Canna Bifurl. I'm trying to contact you about the Pregabalin you're selling as Muscimol.
Wait, what was it?
Oh, the Pregabalin that
What,
you're selling as Muscimol?
what's Pregabalin?
What's Pregabalin?
Yeah.
The drug Lyrica. It's a Schedule 5.
Uh, you'd have to talk to Will about that. He's the one actually selling it.
Oh, really? Because you posted on Future 420 or Future 4000, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with photos
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Uh-huh. And that stuff was the first batch we ever had. And
That's Pregabalin.
Kelly,
Well, how'd that batch end up being Pregabalin?
how did that batch end up being Pregabalin?
Yeah, the photos you posted, that's of Pregabalin.
I don't know what you're talking about. Kelly Ag Labs posted that or gave me a COA at 97%
Yeah,
Muscimol.
here's the thing about that though. The Amanita Mushrooms place, they claim to be buying the Muscimol from you, but when I bought the Muscimol from them and sent it to Drugsdata, it comes back as Pregabalin. And it seems that
Who,
like
who'd you test?
the
Who'd you
photo.
test it with?
Oh, drugsdata.org. Have you ever heard of them?
Never heard of them.
You never heard of Drugsdata, formerly known as Ecstasy
Drugs
Data?
data?
Yeah, run by Irrowwood. Have you ever heard of Irrowwood before?
No, no. I went
Oh,
through
you
a
never heard of
DEA certified lab.
Oh, you never heard of Irrowwood before.
No,
Really? That's cool. All right.
they're an analytical lab.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
they do work for the DEA.
okay,
Well, Ecstasy Data, Drugs Data, not Irrowwood. But
okay.
they're partnered with Irrowwood. Anyway, besides the point, that's alright. You don't know what that is for some reason. Anyway, so when we sent it off there, it came back as Pregabalin, and the company seems to be saying that you're the manufacturer. We did some journalism here, and see these photos that you posted, and it appears to be of the same material. Has the same
No, that
sugary
when I
crystalline.
posted that, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of crystalline products, buddy.
And did you see the photo on Future? Seems like there's a post up tagged with you in it. Did you see that at all? Or any of the
I
messages sent
I
to
haven't
you?
been on Future in a minute,
Someone on
but
Instagram tagged you in a post a couple of times, and you didn't get back to them.
Instagram did.
Yeah, you should check your
Oh, I don't
message
know.
files.
Okay,
And same with the
yeah, I
voicemail
could.
that Solo Scientific and the one Muscimol Bio put out. It's just no response at those phone
Small.
numbers, so we had to do some investigative journalism to get your number.
Oh, okay, sure. No, William Russell. He's the one who's been selling it to everybody. He was my business partner. He kind of doing his own thing now.
So when you
But
posted
when
that
we first,
photo, you're claiming you didn't know that photo was of Pregabalin? What was that photo of? How'd you
I don't,
obtain that material?
I, the material that I got came up as Muscimol,
Well, that material
and
in that
so
photo
I
that you
posted it.
posted the future, you're saying that one
Yeah,
is Muscimol?
I have a COA
You're
saying that it's
saying you're saying that
Muscimol.
that picture that perfectly resembles a Pregabalin crystalline powder that Amanita Mushrooms is sending out. You're
Buddy,
saying that's
buddy, buddy,
Muscimol.
buddy. CBD isolate looks identical to that too.
Okay.
So don't tell me that I don't like it.
Okay,
Looks
well, I'm
identical to
telling you that
Pegapon. You're blowing
the
smoke up.
store
You're blowing smoke up my ass right now.
that's selling
I
this
don't know who
product
you.
is saying
I don't
that
know who
you're
you are.
sourcing. Okay, I'm just trying to get information from you. Well, let's give him a call back. Fucking motherfucker. Hey,
Hello.
I think the call accidentally got disconnected.
I'm driving. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
when are you gonna
I
be when are you not driving?
it's going to be about 30, 40 minutes,
30,
something like
40
that.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm picking up my kid up in the woods, man. What's up?
Oh yeah. Do they use Musimo?
My kids?
Yeah.
No. Why would the fuck would my kids use Muscimol? Who the fuck are you?
Well, I don't know because there's some customers who are buying that Musimo and giving it to their kids because they thought it was Musimo, but it turns out it's Pregabalin.
Why would people give their kids Muscimol?
I don't know. But it seems that they actually gave him Pregabalin because you sold this store here, Pregabalin instead of Muscimol. So I'm just trying
I
to
didn't
clear this
sell
up.
any store. I didn't sell
I
any
would just
store
like to
anything.
clear this up, hear your side of the story, see if this was some type of mistake. Maybe you got scammed by your supplier, but you're claiming to actually extract it. Is
Maybe
that
I
right?
did. I had originally gotten a kilo of Muscimol, tested it through Cali Ag Labs, which
Well,
I just
where'd
told
you
you.
get that kilo from? Did you make it, or
I had somebody make it for me.
you had so you paid someone to allegedly extract Amanita mushrooms to make this Muscimol isolate, and then they sent you the product. So you're not claiming that you
And then I
extracted this
tested.
yourself. Is that right?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
And I usually sell fruiting body.
Okay. So you paid this other party for that product.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once I got it, I sent it to Cali Ag Labs. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
Sure.
I also sent it to SD Farm Labs. They both tested it and it came up as Muscimol. So
And that same
because of
batch was
an
that same batch
analytical
shipped
lab,
out to Amanita mushrooms, or was there another batch that was shipped to you that wasn't tested, or?
no, not that I know of. Like I said, my ex-partner William Russell is the one who's taken on the whole Muscimol
So
type
you don't
thing.
believe whoever sold you that Muscimol, you don't think that they gave you Pregabalin instead?
I have no idea what Pregabalin is, and when it comes to crystalline products, they all kind of look the same, buddy.
Well,
So
that's why you got to send
like
them for testing, which we did.
you're a testing you're a representative of a testing facility.
No.
So who do you represent? Why are you calling me?
Pardon? I'm a journalist.
So who do you? You're a journalist.
I'm a journalist.
Okay. So the situation is the product that I had bought, I went and sent to an analytical lab, and I don't know why you're not understanding this.
I understand that,
And it
but
came up.
here's our problem. The product that they're selling that they claim the source from you isn't coming up as that in an analytical lab.
I went to two analytical labs.
Okay.
They're both DEA certified labs.
That's great. So here's the problem. It's either someone's lying and you know it's Pregabalin and you obtained a false sample by procuring real Muscimol in order to get that test, or B here.
No.
Someone switched out your claimed Muscimol, which seemingly no one has ever gotten ever, for this Pregabalin. But the question is, who did that? I was hoping you may be able to help clear that up. So you think the Amanita Mushrooms people may have done it, and then they're secretly storing the real Muscimol somewhere?
Honestly, buddy, I have no idea. But I have stated and
this
secured
is the first time
CO.
you're hearing about this? Amanita Mushrooms hasn't contacted you about this at all?
No, this is the first time anyone's called me about it. So, my main thing is cannabinoids. My ex-partner, got into it. We got it originally.
It's funny
he
that you
keeps doing
say
it.
Ex-partner, because even under Solo Scientific, he seems to be listed under your business.
Yeah, well, I'm on the Secretary of State. I just put in the forms of changing all that. So I'm changing all my bank accounts. I'm changing all that stuff because
but
he
it's
went.
kind of irrelevant to the point. Are you trying to say maybe this William is sending out the Pregabalin as Muscimol, or?
I don't think he's sending Pregabalin. I don't know. I don't even know what. I have no idea.
Actually, the results came back two parts unidentified substance. They're not sure what research chemical it is as of yet, and the second part was Pregabalin.
Huh.
And it's also two different labs.
I'll have to look up
Drugsdata there.
I'll have to look up what Pregabalin even is. But like I said, when I originally did this, I took it to two analytical labs. Those two analytical labs confirmed it as Muscimol.
This was like a big amount.
It was a kilo.
Right, and that went out to different businesses, that kilo?
No, just one business bought it.
Just one, that Amanita Mushrooms.
The what?
AmanitaMushrooms.com?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, well, they're saying you're the supplier for it.
And it's probably because of my ex-partner. So can you give me you come up as whatever, unknown or whatever.
Sure.
But if you give me your actual, or how about you send me a text and then and with your email, and then I will send you the analytical lab reports.
That's the thing, though, because those lab reports are irrelevant because the product we receive didn't contain any Muscimol. You understand? So
Well, that's
those labs could have been, someone could just got a sample of real Muscimol, send it off just to procure those labs, and then make several tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, ripping off businesses
well,
using that lab as a
okay.
representation marketing piece, and then shipping them a different type of product. That seems to be what's going
Well,
on here, because
okay.
we have these two
That's
different
that's
reports
a
by
whole.
different people, and by the way, we reached out and had other people procure this product and test it as well. It isn't just myself in one lab, but multiple different
Okay.
entities procuring this product and sending it off. So this company here, this Amanitamushrooms.com at least, who is, as I said, that they're fully saying it's all you here, is shipping out this
No,
product
if
that's
you ask
not
them
tested
who they're
correctly.
doing the business with, they're going to tell you it's William Russell. They're not going to tell you it's Paul.
They said it's Scientific Reserves
Oh,
LLC, and you appear to be the manager for it.
yeah, and he's also
And
he
it
is a
also
manager, but
seems
I'm taking him
to
off.
be ran out of the address that you run multiple other businesses out of, such as Solo Scientific, your hemp company.
Yes, I'm a hemp company. Yes,
Right, it also uses that same address. So that would also
yes,
be your company.
yes. I have 3 or 4 different companies, and they're all
Right, including
conjoined
Scientific
as a
Reserves
hemp company.
LLC.
Yes.
And that's where they got the
Now,
Muscimol from. If you require Muscimol isolate sooner or later thing, then ours is back in stock. Please contact the manufacturer. Scientific Reserves directly at 541-294-9114.
well,
Left multiple voicemails without a
yeah,
response, by the way.
that's William. That's William. That's his number.
Okay, well, that's the number they would have for
And
the company, your company, Scientific Reserves. That's your company.
uh huh. He's the one. Yeah, he's the one selling the Muscimol. Like I said, we got into it. I tested it. It came back as Muscimol. I don't know if you're trying to pin me on something, but I'm
So
backed
how
up by
is it,
labs,
do you
bro.
think, that this product that they're saying came from you, that's claimed to be Muscimol isolate, they are selling it as Muscimol isolate. However, when several customers have purchased it and sent it off to be tested independently, it all comes back with the same results of being an unidentified substance as well as Pregabalin.
Well, once again, like I said, I have no recollection of that. I don't know anything about that. And like I said, like I don't. You keep saying the same thing over and over again. I keep telling you the same thing over and over again.
Well, you as well,
Is
because you don't seem to have a good response to this very concerning situation. I mean, as a business owner, if this is some type of false information, I'd be
no
especially
as a
concerned
as a
and very generously
as
trying
a
to work with a journalist in order to get this.
well what do you want from me? What do you want me to admit that I'm fucking people? I'm not. Like I went through a third party lab,
Well, perhaps you got
and those
scammed. Perhaps your business partner's evil. Perhaps these Muscimol people are throwing out your real Muscimol for some
yeah,
reason. It's not ending up
but
anywhere because there's
but
also
I
seems to be
can't
no
throw.
actual entity also
Okay,
selling real Muscimol isolate at this time.
okay, buddy. You're trying to tell me you wanting me to tell you that I know that somebody else is doing something that I
I
have
just
no
want to know
idea
what you
about.
think, because this is again, your
What do I
company is
think?
being
I think
blamed for
I
this
think
by
this
that
industry.
store.
I think this industry's crazy. You know, and
What does that have to
if you
do
want to
with
know
anything?
if
What does that
somebody,
have to do
if
with it?
you want to
This
know,
has
hold,
nothing to do
let
with
me
it.
fucking
That's
talk for a second. Let me talk for a second, dude.
sir. You don't have to
Chill.
be rude. You're just
Can
going
you
off
let me talk?
subject here in a
Well,
circle.
you're being rude by not letting me talk to you.
Yeah, you're not
So when
really
I'm
giving me a
telling
real
you,
response though.
okay, so what's a real response here?
What does the industry being crazy have to do with a product that your company's shipping out testing for Pregabalin in an unidentified drug?
Okay, like I said, when we tested it, it came up as Muscimol, Muscimol, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
If somebody else down the line is changing it, I don't know. That's beyond my reach, buddy.
But here's
I
the
don't.
thing, if it's
If
this
you want,
Amanitamushrooms.com people switching that out after they received it, isn't it unusual that they wouldn't have the real Musimo and just sell that, or they'd be doing something with it? I mean, that
I
real
mean,
product, if it
maybe
does exist, would have to be somewhere, right?
maybe maybe they're cutting it. It could be somewhere. I don't know.
But here's
I
the
can't.
thing, it was tested
I
for
can't
Musimo and it came back with no Musimo at all. It was actually
Well,
tested more
then
than 3 times for it.
obviously they're doing something. They're doing something.
You think it's the Amanita mushrooms people?
I would say yes, because I went through 2 labs, and those 2 labs said it was Muscimol, and I told you those labs.
Sure.
So that's all I can. That's all I can really say about it, because if mushrooms or whatever you call them, .com or whatever, if they're putting out something that's, what did you say it was? Whatever with
Pregabalin
the
or
P.
Lyrica, as well as an
Pregabalin.
unidentified drug.
Okay, if they're putting out Pregabalin, that's on them. When we sold that originally,
they're saying that it's
it was
all procured by you, that the lab tests have your name and address on it, that this is all you. They
yes.
didn't even bother to test it themselves, it appeared. They just took your lab's word for it.
Well,
that's
that's
what happens here.
Okay.
When we
so
take
this
your
is
lab's word for it, like we did, and sent it off for testing, it didn't come back.
And that's
I took
the lab's word for it. Like, I'm not an analytical lab. I don't know anything. Like,
well, there's no
when
way
I make
an analytical
something
lab like that would
CBD,
truly fuck that up, at least without some type of like implication. There's no way a lab would screw this
exactly.
up, because we sent the same material off to be tested for Muscimol, and they even said it's not even on the same wavelength. Like, it's truly impossible for this to be mistaken as Muscimol in any type of way.
Then why don't you talk to Kelly Ag Labs and SD Farm Labs, why they gave me Muscimol positive
But that
test?
doesn't matter, because you could have procured a real Muscimol sample for maybe a couple $100 and sent it off just to generate that result and use it for marketing and generate tens of thousands.
No. Oh, well, now we're going down a slippery slope here,
But
because
we're just trying to come to a logical conclusion. I'm just trying to tell you what it's looking like, and I'm just hoping you can give me some type of response that's logical.
Well, I'm giving you a logical answer here, buddy.
But
you want me
we have these labs. We sent it off to these labs. Yes, but I'm explaining to you that doesn't matter, because anyone could have just, gotten real Muscimol to send it off to that lab, and there's implications of making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars off that lab result. So there's incentive to fake it and then send out a inferior or fake product.
Okay, so every time anything ever comes out of my lab, it gets tested. If it's CBD, Delta 8, whatever, CBG, all that stuff, it gets tested. So it would be the same thing. You would say that I could make CBD and say that it's vegetable oil,
I'm not
but
aware
get
of any
secure
of
it by test.
in the cannabinoid space being anything as of yet.
I have a very good
thing. This
in this
product
industry.
Specifically is, so that's our problem here. I'm not questioning about anything else besides this music. I
have a very good name in this industry. I've never screwed anybody over, and what's that?
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, you haven't done your journalism correctly.
Well,
but the thing is I've never done bad business. But the thing with me is I have to, because of the way the laws are put, I have to test everything through analytical labs.
Well, just hemp.
What's that?
Just hemp.
Just who?
Legally, just hemp.
No, everything.
You don't have to test anything besides hemp.
Legally, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how legally that is.
Regardless of the situation, you just seem to be sidetracking. I'm just trying to figure out how this company got fake Muscimol isolate, claimed to be from your company, yet we can't find any other company in America, or at least any major manufacturer that commercially sells kilos amounts, to be actually having this Muscimol isolate.
The kilo that I sold was secured through a third-party test. Both of them DEA certified labs. If they mess that up, that's their problem. They told me what it was.
That lab couldn't have messed that up in any possible way. Whatever sample that was to generate that
test, what I'm saying.
Was most likely
that's what I'm saying.
But if you're claiming that came from a big kilo and that kilo was shipped out and this and that, you see how your story here isn't adding up to what occurred. And it doesn't make sense for this Amanitamushrooms place to steal the Muscimol and cut it with something else, because then what are they doing with the real Muscimol? It wouldn't make sense. The market would be through that website. You're a really weird.
No, you're a really weird reporter, because the way you're trying to do it is you're trying to get admittance to something that's not true.
I'm not trying to get you admit anything.
So
I'm trying to.
No,
I'm just trying to get
you are.
Straight.
You are.
Well,
and what you're saying, you're trying. You're
whatever
trying.
that would
I'm
that would have
about done
had
with
to
this
occur.
conversation, buddy.
I believe
I'm
you are
about done with
because
this
you
conversation.
seem to be sidetracked. You seem to be going in
No, I'm not.
circles. You seem to be avoiding my questions here, and
What? I
it
don't know
seems to
what
be
the.
a
I've
defensive.
answered every question that you've
Let
asked
me
me.
continue this one. It doesn't
Okay,
make
go ahead.
sense for such an entity like this to not sell Muscimol isolate if they could get it. It doesn't make sense, and plus, what would they be doing with it? They would have to sell it to someone else if they weren't procuring it. Another company would have it available, even if they were, right. So what would have to occurred here is that before they received that Muscimol, something would have had to happen where that got switched out. But then what happened to that original Muscimol? Because it seems no other company actually has real Muscimol isolate right now. We tested quite a few other ones. So
Well, that's. I mean, but that's the big question. It's like, what are they doing with it? I don't know. Once it leaves my hands,
you think it's the Amanita mushrooms people for sure then?
I would say yes,
Okay.
because once it left my hands, like literally got tested. I said, cool. It went out, and we said, test it, and then if there's any problems, send it back. And nobody sends anything back, and it's fine. So, like, that's how everything in my business is. We're doing business. I don't care if you're buying cheese crisps or tortilla chips or CBD or Muscimol. You have a period of time to say, hey, I tested it and didn't come up. I want my money back, and I'm sending back the product. At that point, fine, you get your money back. But none of these people have ever said anything.
Well, it seems like they
So,
didn't bother to test it themselves, so they weren't. They
well,
weren't
but
pointed out to a
that's
customer, alerted them to it.
but isn't that bad on their due diligence?
Well, here's the thing, though, because whoever sent that to them sent them Pregabalin.
Well, I didn't send Pregabalin anything. I don't even know what the hell
So
Pregabalin
you'd
is.
be correct. They're not doing their due diligence, but it would also be basically you'd be saying agreeing with me that whoever would have sent that to them would have switched out the product or just sent them a fake product in general.
No, I didn't. I didn't send. You're trying to get me to admit that I sent them a fake product. I didn't send them a
Well,
fake
here's
product.
the
I send
thing.
them
One of the
exactly
two things happened.
what got
Maybe
tested.
William did. Maybe your supplier did. Your third party maybe screwed you over. I don't know. I'm trying. That's what I'm trying
That
to ask you.
the person who made it, I got it.
Well, what's
I
their name?
tested it. They're a company in Germany.
Well, what's their name?
Honestly, I don't know what the company name is. I just know him as his name.
What do you mean as its name?
He's
What
just
name?
it's somebody I know.
Well, what name?
And like I met through like online. He like as we were on our Amanita search, like I had people foraging Amanita mushrooms in the forests of Lithuania forever.
To ship
And
it to
then somebody
Germany?
came up and said, "What's up?"
To pick it in Lithuania to ship it to Germany.
Yeah, Lithuania, Germany, Syria, all them is where because you can't lab grow an Amanita.
Sure, but
It has to be foraged from
you
the.
seem to be saying that you're getting it from a place in Germany and that you're having other people in Lithuania pick it, send it off
Yeah,
to Germany for
yes,
extraction. Well, what is that
yeah.
German
Like
company's name?
I honestly I have no idea.
What
It's
is the
through a
guy's
text
name that
message.
you remember?
I have it under Muscimol client.
What would
Like
be their phone number?
I'd have to look at my phone. I could tell you.
Sure,
Okay, hold on a second.
sure.
Let's see. How do I get there?
Sure.
+86. You there?
Oh yeah, you said 586.
No, +86. That's like the area
Country code?
code? I don't know. 167 108 98887.
All right, and that's directly to that German manufacturer.
And they literally are, like I said, when it got here, I tested it. It was 100% 97% Muscimol through Cali Ag Labs. And like once I get that test, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not believe a analytical lab? They're the analytical lab.
Sure, well that's where it doesn't really add up because if it wasn't Muscimol, they wouldn't have sent you that result, I believe. Because all the other labs
Well, that's
said with certainty, there's no way someone could have mixed it up with Muscimol. It's
well,
completely off the spectrum.
I have two labs. I sent to two different labs just to see what's going on. and they both came up with Muscimol. So I don't know if it's getting changed up somewhere else. I don't. It's beyond me. I can't. What do you want to say? Monitor over people, if you will. I can't monitor people who buy something. I don't know if people are trying to cut it, make it go longer, whatever. Like that's beyond my business, if you will, because they have a business. And if they're cutting it with prednisone or whatever you called it,
Pregabalin.
they got. What is it again?
Pregabalin. A brand name
Pregabalin.
Lyrica.
I'm gonna hold on a second. Let me just type this into my thing. Preg.
If you check your future account or your Instagram requests, you'd see it a couple of times.
Uses, side effects, pricing, such and such. No, I put it on there a while back ago, and I'm just not on Future all the time. So, like I said, when I got it, it got tested, and then it just went straight sent out. So, if somebody else is manipulating it, that's past me. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that, I guess.
So there's 100% no chance whoever you got it from, your third party, this William or whatever, there's no chance he would have done anything. They would have done anything malicious there. You're saying?
I'm only speaking for myself. I'm like me and my company. I literally I got something in. What's that?
Well, this is your company, Scientific Reserves.
This is my company. Yes. Anyone else that might manipulate it is past me. Like I can't. I do business with hundreds of different people. I can't monitor what people do with the product that gets sold.
If it couldn't have possibly been from you, well, then you'd also have to be saying that this William or that your German supplier couldn't have possibly switched it out with something else. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Because it all comes up as Muscimol.
Would you happen to be able to procure any more of that?
Excuse me?
Would you be able to obtain any more of that?
I mean, I could. It costs quite a bit, but...
Okay, let's just say 100 milligrams.
100 milligrams? That's a little bit.
Sure. Would you like $200 for it?
Let me just procure it, I guess. So what's your point on this? You want to get it and then test it or something?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
Would you be willing to send it in directly to a lab?
Yeah, I go through Cali Ag Labs.
Cool. Well, we'd have you send it the Drugsdata.
Okay.
Cool. So if we get into contact, you'd be able to ship off a 100 milligram sample of real Muscimol off to Drugsdata or another reliable testing entity.
Yeah, like I said, I go through Cali Ag Labs and SD Pharma.
We wouldn't expect you to pay any money for that. We pay for the shipping, whatever costs you would need to have that sent in there.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know what they're going to come up with, but I'm going to guarantee you that I'll send off the same sample to Cali Ag Labs, who, like I said, like when it comes to all the...
to any lab that'd be able to test for Muscimol, right? So if you did it with Cali AG Labs, you'd be able to do it again and again. Maybe we'd even pay you $500 to do it a second or third time, right? You'd be able to just do it boom, 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 and all those lab results would help your marketing on top of it.
Huh? What?
You're saying you would have no problem being able to send off multiple Muscimol samples to go for testing. They'd all come back as Muscimol, is what you're saying.
As far as I'm concerned, yes. I went through 2 labs, and SD Farm Labs is actually calibrating their testing equipment with Cali Ag Labs. Like this is why I said you should talk to them, because if they're giving me bad results.
They're just going to say the result is a result, and we think this is Muscimol, and I'd be inclined to agree with them. I just think it may be a situation of a manufacturer procuring a fake sample. And why do I say that? It's because there was another company called Muscimol Bio. Have you ever heard of them?
I have heard of them.
You have?
Yeah.
What have you heard
Muscimol
about
Bio? They were on like they had an online account selling supposedly selling Muscimol isolate, but they never had any.
Sure. So their
Right?
samples also had no Muscimol in it. None at all. We actually didn't send that off, but it appeared to also have crystalline shards in it. But the reason we didn't send it off is because their business completely disappeared. What they were doing is taking big old pre-orders, but they had 2 or 3 different confirmed lab tests that claimed it was Muscimol. However, the samples they're actually shipping out wasn't Muscimol. But by that time, we actually have at least 4 or 5 different confirmed reports that they've got over $50,000 from businesses before they checked out. And now these businesses are completely
Huh.
without recourse. So I'm just trying to investigate because it almost sounds like a bit of a similar situation. That's why I'm saying that those
Yeah,
labs claims,
this,
it doesn't really matter because all that matters is what you're actually shipping out.
yeah, and I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I was like doing foul shit or whatever you want to call it. I'm at the same. I don't even know what the word is. Like if people are changing it, I'm like that's beyond me. Like I'm at a loss for words on how to even explain that.
And it's so weird
But
how
like I
how
said,
you're unaware of that with all these different tag
well,
reports with your number being posted on the Amanitamushrooms website to be contacted about this. I mean, it's and
what?
especially we
No,
left you 2
the
voicemails.
9114 number came up on all that stuff, right?
No, my apologies. It was you claimed that was William's phone number, and that's why you didn't
Yeah,
return it.
that's not my phone number.
Sure. What's your business's phone number?
So what's up?
What's your business's phone number?
My business's phone number is the number you just called here.
And that's for scientific reserves.
That's for scientific reserves. That's for everything.
That's
like
for
it's
everything.
always been my number.
This
That's
isn't
been
your
my.
personal phone number.
This is business, personal, everything. I don't have different phone numbers.
All right. Well, I mean, there's that phone number there, but all right, that's Williams.
That's William.
Right. And that's
So,
why we didn't get
like
any
I
call
said,
back from there. But it's just
like I
alarming
said,
that William wouldn't have alerted to you this or followed up with us.
no, this honestly, you calling me is the first thing I've ever really heard about it.
That's weird because I sent
So,
you like 6 messages on Instagram.
oh well,
Hey
I don't
bud,
really
hey
check
bud,
messages on
hey bud,
Instagram.
hey bud. Well, here's the thing: you're posting stories every single day on Instagram, so it seems like you use it a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I post political stuff for sure. But I don't really check messages. I just
And
don't.
same with the
I
future.
used
You
to.
don't get those email notifications that you're tagged in a post on future.
I haven't seen anything tagged on posts on future except for a Delta 9 SOP thing. That's all I've ever seen.
Well, as well as that photo you
So,
posted of the claim Muscimol that looks an awful lot like the Pregabalin.
well, I mean, I don't know what you're going with there. Like I said, the Muscimol looks like CBD isolate. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so
Never like any
it
CBD
all looks
isolate
the
I've
same.
seen.
It all looks about
Never
the same
seen
to me.
CBD isolate come out like that.
Well, I don't know. You're not really in the industry. You're a journalist, so you don't really understand a lot of the stuff I'm saying.
Is that it?
What?
Is that the excuse?
Well, that's what I'm assuming.
Is that the
I mean,
excuse?
you're trying to.
Is that the defense we're
Like
putting
I
up
said,
today?
you're trying. What's that?
Is that the defense we're putting up today? Is that the wall we're putting up today? Is that your big haha? You think that
I don't know. I don't know
you think I don't
what you're trying to get
understand?
out of me.
I'm just trying to get some answers.
I'm about done with you, buddy.
Are you?
I have things to do right now. I've told you my part of everything.
What are you
I
doing
tested
today?
it. Why should I tell you what I'm doing tonight?
I'm just curious if you're slinging some more Pregabalin or what's going on tonight.
I'm hanging out with my family, buddy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You could talk to my attorney. I don't know who you are.
Who's your attorney?
I don't know what you're doing.
What's your attorney's name?
Have a good night, buddy.
What's your attorney's name?